Did you know that according to a Stanford study, nearly half of your audience judges your credibility based on how your slides look before they even think about what you're saying? So that's a problem given how most AI-generated slides fail that test immediately. They're generic, they're walls of text, and they trigger skepticism instead of trust. But the good news is that there are over 50 years of cognitive research from MIT, Stanford, and Harvard about how to make persuasive slides. I've been digging into this research pretty heavily and converting it into prompts and workflows that you can use with NotebookLM, and today I'm really excited to share these 5 data-backed methods for increasing the persuasiveness of your slide presentations. And finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you some quick tips and tricks for removing that NotebookLM logo in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and also ways you can take the output of these NotebookLM slides, which is a low-resolution output, and convert them into a very high-resolution, crisp image that'll look great on screens of any size. So if you're really brand new to NotebookLM, you just go to notebooklm.google and log in. From there, you should see a screen just like this, and you can click this Create New button to open up a new notebook, which always gives me a special sense of delight. You can upload any kind of files in here, from files that you have on your desktop, PDFs, transcripts of calls. This is going to be the example notebook we're going to be working in today as we explore this slide deck creation feature. If you click on that little pin, you have the opportunity to create a detailed deck, which is a deck that should stand alone that has a whole lot of information, or a presenter slides deck. And that's, I think, the more useful one. We're going to focus on that today, although what we cover can be useful here as well. And you see here that there's only one little area here to put our prompt in for how we want this slide deck generated. So we're going to do a lot of prep work before we get to this part where we're generating the slides. And for this prep work, I'm diving right into the cheat sheet. I create a cheat sheet like this for every single video that I make. There are now over 170 of these available to anybody who supports my Patreon. There is a link to that in the description. And of the over 50 different studies and research documents that I dug through while creating this video, Daniel Kahneman's research on anchoring felt like the best place to start. This research really underscored what most people would call first impressions, and that first slide, that first bit of information is incredibly important and really disproportionately sets up how much of the rest of the presentation people are going to pay attention to, digest, and ideally take action on. So that's the first prompt we're going to use to dig out the single most compelling, surprising, or important statistic that is in all of the different source material. I'm going to grab this and copy all of this in. You can either screenshot that, sign up for the cheat sheet, or really just experiment with a simple version of this prompt. I'm dropping that right into the text box here to start mining this for different anchor points that might prove to be a great starting place for our presentation. Awesome. Next, what we want to do is save that to a note, and then I'm going to save that note as a source by clicking Convert to Source. And now I'm going to rename that so we can keep this all organized with a numeric here, the number 2 and slides. That way it shows up right here at the top of my sources and I can find it quickly later. After the anchoring effect, the next most compelling research that I came across was a study by McGill University that really hammered home something that we all know and understand, is that a story is much more compelling than just a bunch of facts. So the next prompt that you want to use can simply ask NotebookLM to unearth all the different stories that might be compelling in the sources. So again, if you want to screen grab that, be my guest. We're going to copy this right in, and again, save it as a note, convert it to a source, and rename that for easy reference later. The next most impactful study was something published in PNAS that I found. It was a 2022 study that talks about how large images are way more impactful than small images. And if you've experimented with these slides, you know that they have a tendency to create rather cluttered slides with small images. So the next prompt you're going to want to use is something to help you steer it towards visual strategy for maximum memorability. So really looking through those sources for things that might be really good, large, impactful images to create in your slides. And again, we're not creating those slides just yet. We are just mining the sources for the best possible material to really feed in and create those slides. So you can tell the LLM to really look through that for what might make the most impactful images, or you can use a prompt like this to really take it to the next level. Dropping that in, save it to a note, convert it to a source, and rename it. Now, credibility might be the number one thing you can add to your slides to make them persuasive, and this is really backed up by a Spiegel Research Center study that found that social proof elements like reviews and testimonials can increase conversion rates up to 270%. So that's what we want to mine our sources for next. You can just say extract credibility in social proof elements, or you can give it even more information by, steering it towards exactly what you're looking for. Next, I found a bunch of studies related to Richard Meyer's pre-training principle. Not pre-training in the AI sense of it, but if there are concepts or jargon that you're going through, you want to make sure that those are defined early on in the presentation, because we want to make these presentations as clear as possible, but in this day and age, there's going to be some complicated things that we want to get up front and define right away. So that is the fifth prompt we're going to use here, to just do a jargon inventory and flag some complex concepts and make sure that those are really accounted for early on in our presentation. So you can enter something into NotebookLM as simple as please analyze these sources for potential comprehension barriers, including jargon and complexity, and give us some definitions of those. This seems critical in this physical AI playbook because so much of this was over my head. This is really helpful for me personally. All right, so now that we've gone through the 5 data-backed ways for getting the most persuasive information out of your sources, we want to deselect all the sources and only focus our next step on those responses that we have saved as sources over here. Here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we created, and we want to synthesize these now into a master slide deck strategy, really hammering home everything that we've done so far. So you can simply ask NotebookLM to take those 5 selected sources and create a full slide deck strategy with a strong opener, good narrative flow, and strong closing. Or you can grab a prompt like this and drop it right in here. Awesome. Saving that as a note, converting it to a source. All right, so now I'm going to deselect all the sources except for that master slide strategy, and we're going to get into the exciting part here of creating this deck by clicking that little pen there. These are going to be presenter slides. And while I do want them to be short, we're going to steer the model to exactly, what we want to present. So I'm going to leave this default on here. And here is my massive prompt for creating this deck. You only got one shot at a prompt here. You can't reiterate and prompt it many times. So I've packed as much as I can into this master prompt that I'm just going to go through and kind of show you some of the highlights if you want to recreate this for yourself. It starts by calling out who is this for. Also the tone that you want here, so you can flip between different tones, and the goal of the deck. You've got a place in here to put your brand colors and fonts. I found that going, too much more than that and you're going to get some bad results, but it can adhere to brand colors and fonts. You want to make sure those are as readable as possible. So we're going to drop all of this in. All right, now for the big reveal, let's take a look at what this created. All right, we're leading with a very compelling opener. We're defining our terms here. We're building credibility. We're using these really impactful graphs with just a few things on each image here to help us really as we're presenting this material. Great. I think this did really, really well here. I also have a deck in here where I did none of that. Let's take a quick look at that. You can see here, very cluttered, kind of a lot going on, tiny little graphs. Some of it's not bad, but there's just information overload. We don't know what this lay robot is, so there's a lot of things missing here. Again, there's just too much going on here, I think, that would pull people into thinking, oh, that he made that with AI, rather than the message that you're trying to convey. All right, now let's download that deck and see if we can get that NotebookLM logo off of it. For that, I'm going into Canva and I'm going to upload that PDF. I'm clicking on the slide, I'm clicking edit, I'm clicking this magic eraser right here, and I'm going to make it a little smaller. And we'll just go right over that NotebookLM, erase, and look at that, it's gone. It's our little secret. Just repeat that on every slide. Once again, The other thing you might want to play around with is this image upscaler to make sure that we are getting it in a high resolution. By clicking on the page here and upscale, it's going to upscale these. It's not as apparent in these, but I've had others where the gradients look all weird and it's just not going to look great on big screens. So if you got something really important, it makes sense to go through that extra step and really make it as crisp as possible. I also noticed some weird spelling things and the fact that this line was redundant, so I'm going to magically erase that as well. Clicking edit, magic eraser, and pulling that out. Boom, how good is that? All right, that's looking better. And while I love the message of this first slide, I think we can make it look a lot more impactful. Again, those first impressions matter. So in Gemini, I'm just saying, here's the first slide of an important presentation. Can you stick to the same message and stylistic elements, but make it much more visually impactful? Turning on Nano Banana, uploading that sucker. See if we can make that look a little better. Nice. Awesome. I think that pops a little bit more. I think we got ourselves a pretty cool deck here. You can go through that type of thing and use Nano Banana to edit these and use some of the features inside of Canva. I'm not sponsored by Canva or any of the tools that I talk about on this channel. Everything I do is 100% Patreon supported. So this cheat sheet has everything we've talked about and then goes deep into actually 21 other different methods for improving your slides, all the prompts that we went through. And again, I've got some group coaching options in there as well, but I've got another video all about how to use NotebookLM in the most profitable way possible. There's a link to that right over here. That's next on your AI journey. I will see you over there.
Make your dreams come true.